Salutations, kings and queens, and welcome back to the Electric Leaf, where it is my goal to help you to nourish your mind, your body, and chakras. So, I wanted to come to you all today and talk about how I quit the vegan or the plant-based diet, all right? So, and what happened, my experiences with it. So, around November, I was going through some, well, for the all of last year, just about, I was going through some deficiencies. I was experiencing symptoms related to deficiencies. And so, as I was dealing with these deficiencies, I decided that I wanted to try meat. There were just some things, some attributes that meat has that other foods don't have. Like, well, I don't even want to get into that, or the way I was looking at it, or the way that I was seeing it. And I felt that if I were to eat the meat, that I would feel better. And so it persists that I ate salmon. I procured a very nice piece of salmon, and I got it from an organic butcher. This salmon is not an ordinary piece of fish, you know. And I thought that it would be cool to go for fish first, you know, given the texture and its ability to move quickly through the digestive tract. It's not that I felt that fish was better than chicken or beef or anything else. I just felt that the light the light texture of the fish would be able to flow through me quicker, which makes a difference. I've spoke about that on several videos. The texture of something makes a difference. Okay, how fast it's able to move through the digestive tract makes a difference. And so I opted for the fish. And okay. I was okay. The first time I ate the fish, it was really good, and I felt that it was what I needed. I felt my body strengthen. There were some issues that were going on that literally seemed to get better overnight after eating the fish. And so I said, okay, I'm going to eat some more fish. Um, I went to Sprouts, and everybody knows I love Sprouts, okay? I'm not throwing any shade at Sprouts, but I went to Sprouts, and I could just taste the difference. You know, I guess my palate is very sensitive. I could taste the difference. I could smell that fish coming out of my pores. I did not have that same experience with that other fish that I procured from the organic butcher shop. So I said, okay, I'm not gonna mess with the fish anymore. And then plus, when I was cooking that last piece of fish, I saw the muscles like contract, because that's what meat is. It's animal muscles. I saw the muscle contract under the heat, and it just did something to me psychologically, and I didn't want to eat the fish anymore. And so I tried turkey. I said, okay, I'm gonna try turkey. And so I was going for the turkey and eating the turkey. And I felt that what was happening was, honestly, as I was eating this meat, I felt that there was a space in my solar plexus, in my root chakra, that was affirming that I can be savage when I need to be. You know, a lot of times we feel all light and love, and that's great. But sometimes with that, I feel that we forget that we should have boundaries, healthy boundaries. And sometimes in order to initiate those healthy boundaries, we need to be savage. Sometimes you need to be able to just take your sword and cut it off. And I feel like that was something that I was losing out on without eating the meat, or having not eaten meat in so long. And I felt that I really got in touch with my my higher self, my protective self, the part of me that wants me to be okay, the part of me that wants me to be safe, the part of me that is not willing to fit in anybody's little box or anybody's label in order to make sure that I'm okay, okay? The part of me that's willing to be savage so that I'm okay. And So anyway, I made peace with eating that meat, okay? I still did not do dairy. I still did not do dairy. Dairy is the byproduct of organic functionings that needs to be gone, okay? Dairy is white blood cells, fermented white blood cells, cultured white blood cells of an animal. Dairy wreaks havoc on my body everywhere, everywhere. Dairy does not love my body, okay? So I do not love dairy. I don't deal with dairy at no. So the meat though, one thing that I did realize, yes, it's good to be savage and it's good to cut things off and, be able to have that mind about things, which I'm glad for the experience. But one thing that I did notice is that, yes, there were some things that the meat did give me that the plants weren't giving me that I needed at that time. At that time, it was mostly adrenal, honestly. And I feel great now. I feel great without eating meat. But one thing that I learned is that my defenses were down. My defenses weren't as high as they were. There were other little things. It was like side effects that was coming along. Like, oh, okay, this is getting better, but this though, what in the world? Like my skin. I'm having these more pimples than I usually have. I usually have like super clear skin. And so I started looking into, well, how much water am I drinking? Those types of things. But what I realized ultimately is that all things in moderation are good. We should not be turning our nose up at any food group. Any food group. Now, I have my reservations still about dairy though. One lady told me that she thrives on dairy, and as she was telling me that she thrives on dairy, I believed her initially until I looked at her hands and I noticed little scaly patches all over her hands that reminded me of psoriasis or eczema. And I mean, they're all topical forms of dermatitis. And I used to have eczema really bad, and I don't deal with eczema since I have foregone the dairy. So I just feel that dairy is one of those things that you got to listen to your body. If you start having too many symptoms, if you start having too many infections, too many spells of, well, anything that you notice that goes on with your skin, like with your body, period. Anything you notice is going on with your body. Like I notice things with my daughter when she eats dairy, and she notices them too. And she is now more aware of the time of how she feels when she does not consume dairy versus how she feels when she does consume dairy. So just the fact that she's becoming more in tune with her body makes me feel like I'm doing a good job. Okay, because it's her choice now. Now that she's learning to listen to herself, she's making better choices for herself because she recognizes that the relationship with dairy is hurting her, not helping her. It might look good, but it makes her feel bad. So she changed her mind about how she receives dairy. I'm talking about you. We just found out that, she just found out that that our cat that had come to live in our yard, she had been here with us for about 2 years, and we got really close to her. The neighbor told her today, just an hour ago or so, that she got hit by a car, that she got ran over. And I already knew. I already cried about it. My mom already cried about it, but we didn't want to tell her because it just never seemed like a good time. But then that takes me on to the next thing. It was never just really about the food. Through everything that I experienced through eating the meat. It was never really just about the food. It was about a vibration. I needed to be in the vibration of being able to protect myself when I needed to and set healthy boundaries because I needed that at that time. And that's what the meat brought me. And it affirmed my feeling of security. And that really does go with the root chakra. So, I mean, it just blows my mind how it worked. But I also feel that there were some things that was going on with me emotionally and spiritually, energetically. Emotions, energies, and motion. There were things that were going on with me energetically that if I would have been able to get a grip on them earlier, I feel that I wouldn't have had to eat meat at all, and I feel that I wouldn't have felt the need or the desire to consume meat at all. So I don't like meat like that, but I don't want to put any more labels on myself. Like, I haven't had any meat in about 2 months, so I ate meat, sporadically. It wasn't something that was on my plate every day or every week even. From November to February. And so now, since I realized that my defenses were so down, I didn't like the way I was feeling. TMI, but this is so important for me to share. My boogers changed. Boogers. I had real boogers. Boogers. And we all know what that is. Mucus. I don't be having no boogers. I mean, everybody have a little booger, little something, little bat in the cave every now and then. But they were real boogers. Ew. That was enough for me to say, you know what, it's mucus forming. And see, I was able to pay attention to that because I had eaten a vegan lifestyle for 3 years. So when I added it back to my diet, I was able to listen to my body and hear exactly what was happening. And there were good things, but not good enough for me to eat meat all the time. Now, I told my mom, I said, when we had a family reunion, if Uncle James frying that fish though, I'm gonna at least get me one hot fried piece of fish out that grease. Oh yes, I am. You wanna know why? Cause I want to. And if I don't want to, then I'm not going to. That's how I'm living my life these days. I'm plant-based. I'm plant-based. My diet is vegan almost every day of life. But if I decide that I want to eat some fish, if I decide I want to take a little bite of somebody's steak, or I don't know if I want to eat that chicken though. That chicken, it tastes dirty. It tastes dirty, and a turkey tastes dirty too. Turkey tastes real dirty. It's like a dirty, I don't understand. It's like dirt, edible dirt. But anyway, yeah, I love my fruits and veggies. I just don't want to be under anybody's label anymore. I'm definitely plant-based, but if I choose to eat something that's not, that's meat, then I'm gonna eat it. Dairy, no thank you. It's just a complete and utter disrespect to my temple. But yeah, I want to live my life free and happy. I don't want to be so caught up in my mind about, oh, well, wonder how they cooked it, blah, 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 if I go out. I want to just enjoy, because sometimes it's more nourishing to your soul to just be happy and enjoy the social interactions with your family and your friends, and let your spirit be uplifted, let your heart be light. Sometimes it's more important for you to just enjoy being, instead of worrying so much about how's this cooked, how's that, blah, 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 what's that cooked on, da, da, da. Because I'm telling you, I've seen more people that are not vegan and that drink a little whiskey and smoke, living over 100 years old, than I've seen vegans. I mean, I've seen some vegans looking real good. Now, don't get me wrong. The lifestyle is legit. The lifestyle legit keeps your temple right. It does. But what I'm saying is, and I'm gonna link one of those videos of this guy. He was eating beans and weenies. I don't know what he was eating. It was something, but he was eating it out of a can and smoking a big old fat cigar every day. And he looked like he couldn't see out of one of his eyes, maybe. I don't know. But he was still driving, and he looked to be happy. He was chilling, you know? And I think that has a lot to do with longevity. Just, Proverbs 4:23. Guard your heart. I think that's the most thing. Like, how do you feel about things? How do you emote? How do you vibrate about things? How do you feel? What is your energy, emotion like? Your emotions. How do you flow? I think that's the most important thing. How do you flow? How do you emote? So, for all of you out there who you might be struggling a little bit, or you think you're struggling, like I was telling my homegirl today, she said, I like to eat a lot of chicken. I got to change. I was like, no, no, no. Don't you even worry about the fact that you eat a lot of chicken. Just make sure that you're adding greens to your diet, more so than you're worried about never eating chicken again. Make sure that you're giving your body nutritious foods. Okay, make sure that you're getting them in there. Make sure that you're getting what's good for you in your system at some point during the day, each day. Okay, and then the things that are not serving you will just naturally fall away. But anyway, if I missed anything, if I left anything out, if you have had a similar experience, or if you know of any supplements, that might help for people who are having problems with adrenal fatigue, any of those things, please comment below. All right. So as always, continue to vibrate, love, and vibrate well.